Okay guys, what's up? Jeff Hardy 2K5 here. I know it's been a long time since I've done a video. Um, just really there's nothing been going on to be talked about, for me, in my view. I know there's been a whole lot of shit going on with Cena and Eve and Zack Ryder, but really I couldn't care less about that right now. The Elimination Chamber is done. It's in the books. Now we move on to the big one. We move on to WrestleMania, ladies and gentlemen. This is where it begins, and this is where the YouTubers start giving their predictions before even some of the matches have been announced and that. Some of the matches I'm looking forward to is obviously Daniel Bryan versus Sheamus. I think that's going to be an interesting match. CM Punk and Chris Jericho, I definitely cannot wait to see that. That's going to be a brilliant match. Undertaker versus Triple H in a Hell in a Cell, which was announced last night. When I will tell you about it later. And The Rock versus John Cena, which we've known is going to be which we knew was going to happen for months, and it's just all been really kicking off. Apparently Cena won his match in an ambulance match with Kane. My thoughts are just really I haven't had a chance to look at the pictures, but it looks like he hit the attitude adjustment on Kane off the ambulance. So, but it looked like a really quite good match. A lot of people are saying the pay-per-view really sucked and all this, so I don't really know. I didn't really buy the pay-per-view, to be honest. I didn't really see it, to be honest, so I wouldn't really be able to comment on like what I thought and that. But I'm really glad that CM Punk retained. I'm extremely ecstatic that Daniel Bryan retained, because people will ask me, why am I excited that Daniel Bryan retained? And that's because there are a lot of haters still. There are a lot of people who still out there right now still call him Bob Backlund Jr. and all this shit. It just makes me laugh how you people sit there and you give this guy so much grief, yet he's still a world heavyweight champion, and he's going to now go on to WrestleMania to defend his world title against Sheamus, which I think is going to be a good match. It's not going to be like the most important match. It's not going to be the best, I think. But it's going to be interesting because there's like two different styles. But if the WWE works the story right, and the match goes on, and the styles can probably clash really well. I mean, you got Sheamus, who is sort of like a bit of a brawler, but also was I would say like a thinking man's wrestler like Triple H. And you got Daniel Bryan with the submission background and those kicks that can really knock a guy out, look like they can knock anyone out. I think it's going to be a really interesting match, but for now we just got to wait and see what happens between the two. I mean, there's a lot that can happen between now and WrestleMania. I mean, Daniel Bryan may have a match for the world title against, say, the Big Show, and he may lose it, I don't know. But I hope that doesn't happen. I really don't. I mean, I want to see Daniel Bryan at least get a chance to prove himself that he can, be on the big stage with the other guys. I mean, last year he was in a dark match, and everybody made fun of him for that when he was in a United States title match. It was meant to be on the card, but they put him in the dark match against Sheamus, and a lot of people were laughing at people like me because I was sticking up for him, and they were saying, well, how can you stick up for him when he was in a dark match, blah blah blah. Well, this time he's going to actually be on the card, I hope. So WWE, please do not take him off the card. Keep him in there. Let him prove himself, please. As for Chris Jericho versus CM Punk, I'm really looking forward to this. I mean, a lot of people were really excited when Chris Jericho came back because obviously, by the way, the reason I'm able to hold my arm up because of a chair there, just so you know, so you don't get freaked out. Chris Jericho people were excited when Chris Jericho came back, and he didn't have to say anything or do anything. It's like he said in his promo when he cut a promo saying, I didn't even. He was like, oh, I didn't even have to say anything, and all you people started cheering and that. And he said, he said himself, he created a lot of buzz just by showing up. Just didn't even have to say anything. Didn't even have to cut a promo on why he was back. And it seemed his intent was about some of the guys who were doing things that he did before they were even there. Like, you know, like you got R-Truth saying "What's up" when Chris Jericho used to say "Shut the hell up" and all this and that, and you know what I mean. I'm actually really excited though that Chris Jericho is going to be the #1 contender. I mean, he won a battle royal on Monday Night Raw. I heard. CM Punk and Chris Jericho are going to face off at WrestleMania, and I think that's going to be interesting. You got CM Punk, the self-proclaimed best wrestler in the world, versus Chris Jericho, who pretty much has said he is the best at what he does, and he is the best wrestler in the world. I really think this is going to be a good match. I think this is really going to be a match that's going to really stand out. I think it's going to be really good. I think people are going to enjoy this. I think like I said again, another clash of good styles. You got Chris Jericho, who's a bit of a high flyer with mat wrestling. CM Punk with the hard, stiff kicks, and another mat-based wrestler as well. So really, I can't wait to see this, to be honest with you. And who knows? Hopefully, WWE will just let them do what they do best, and that's wrestle. You know. The Triple H versus the Undertaker. Now, I've seen the video on WWE.com. The segment between the two. First of all, there was a fan that I heard shout "You suck" to the Undertaker during his promo, which I thought was completely disrespectful. So to that motherfucker, I give you that, you piece of shit. You arrogant motherfucker. You sit there and you chant, you shout out, "Oh, you suck, Taker." That, in my view, is just the biggest, lowest form of disrespect. You know, the Undertaker has done more in this business than you will ever do in a fucking lifetime, pal. And the fact that you sit there in your seat and you shout, "Oh, you suck," to a legend like that, a future Hall of Famer, by the way, is, in my view, like I said, a big disrespectful, you're a piece of shit, basically. I'm sorry. And also, the fans were chiming in between Taker sentences, going, what, you know, all this. Well, from what I heard as well, it was quite a long promo, and when I saw the actual video, Taker was kind of taking his time, and it didn't seem like the Undertaker were all used to. Triple H came out, and they started getting into a discussion. Taker said, "Are you afraid because you know, is it bad for business that I'll be gone, or is it bad for business that you'll be gone?" And Triple H and Undertaker just looked at each other. And Triple H was about to walk out because he said, "You know, you're the future. We're the last two of our kind," which basically means these two guys have been around since the mid-1990s. Taker was around during the mid-1980s, and they're the last two of their kind that are still there in the business, that are still wrestling, that are true, like the veterans that are still in the WWE. So they're basically saying, you know, we're the last two of our kind that are still in this business, that are still wrestling for the WWE. Taker also said something about Shawn Michaels, saying, you know, I think I know what you're scared of. You're scared that you can't get done what your best buddy Shawn Michaels couldn't get done as well. And Triple H went back, pretty much took his jacket off and his tie off, and it said, "You want it to end? You know, we're going to end all. It's going to be all end all." And then he announced it was Hell in a Cell, and the people cheered. It was so loud. And when I heard that, the sweet 3 letters, Hell in a Cell, I think it's 4. Hell in a Cell. Yeah, 4 words, sorry. The 4 words I have been waiting, that no one would think to hear, Hell in a Cell, which I pretty much cannot fucking wait for. And then you got the big one. Ladies and gentlemen, The Rock versus John Cena. Now you got the C Nation versus Team Bring It. Okay, this is really getting to the point where I just don't care anymore. For a long time, people have been asking the question, who would win out of The Rock versus Cena? Now, to be honest, I cannot wait for this match. Not the fact that I don't like Cena and I'm not a big fan of The Rock. I just want to see a good match between two guys who are both, I think, still fairly young. They're still fairly young. Both can still go. I mean, when you think about it, The Rock took on Hulk Hogan at WrestleMania 18, right? And The Rock got booed out of the building. He literally got booed, like, by the Toronto crowd in Canada. And it was such a weird vibe about that. There was something weird about the fact that The Rock was being booed out of the building. But it was one of those things where you try and sit and watch it, but it was just like I couldn't watch it because it just seemed so sad that the fact that Hulk Hogan is just, to me, just an old ass man, okay? And The Rock was this young, talented guy. And to be honest with you, I thought, I cannot wait for this because it's not going to be like that. It's not going to be WrestleMania 18 or The Rock versus Hulk Hogan. No, it's going to be The Rock versus John Cena. John Cena who's in his mid 20s to 30s, I believe, and The Rock who's still fairly young and can still go. By the way, I do hope The Rock gets rid of the whole beard thing because that's not gonna. Because if when he does, he looks like he's really young. Like he looks like he's back in it, like he's in his 30s. Like he looks like he's 29 or 30. Do you know what I mean? But I really cannot wait for this. I really am excited to see The Rock. To be honest though, I'm glad to see that John Cena is cutting some good promos. I think apparently The Rock is going to be next Monday night appearing at a live WWE show, so that's going to be really good. That's going to be really good to see. It's going to be interesting to see what The Rock has to say and what Cena has to say in response to The Rock. But I just hope Cena just says, "Oh, do you know what, Rock? I'm not going to lay down for you anymore. I'm not going to lay down for your bullshit. You got your team, bring it. But you know what? It's not about Team Bring It, it's not about the C Nation, it's about you and me. It's about the fact that people have been wanting to see us, and I respect you and all that, but you know what? Come WrestleMania, I am going to literally whoop your ass, and I am going to be the last man standing out of the two of us." And, something like that. And, it could really generate a lot of hype, and I really do hope that Cena turns heel and just goes, "You know what? It's not about your team bringing it, guys. It's not about mine. It's about my C Nation. Like I've said, it's not about those two. It's about you versus me." Because if he does, that would be really interesting. And I like to see that with John Cena. Anyway, guys, want to thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I know I enjoyed making it. Please leave your comments, rate, subscribe, share this around with your friends, share this around YouTube, see what people think. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. It's been an absolute pleasure to talk to you all again. I will try and keep updating my videos like I say, but sometimes I just don't have the free time to do it, and I'm just always so busy so I'll try and get onto it. Oh yeah, my next video, by the way, will be about Preston City Wrestling, so keep an eye out for that one. That's going to be coming on real soon. So I'll see you in a bit, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Peace.